What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog, and we are here, of course, with the President of the United States of Mar-a-Lago, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, how are you today?
Oh, we're doing well. We're doing very well. I just saw that Luka Doncic. You know this person? He's Transylvanian. He plays in the Negro Basketball Association. He just signed. It's the first. They call it a supermax, which is where we put prisoners. Like that's a sort of supermax prison where we send terrorists and crooked Hillary. But he got a rookie supermax. He's the youngest player ever to sign a $200 million deal. And by the way, he's white and from the same country as Mesopotamia. So I think we're in a new day. I think they're probably going to cancel Luca Brasi because they're going to say, well, he's culturally appropriating by dominating African Americans, but we love it. We're going to celebrate him. We're going to have Melatonin has offered to give him in Transylvania. They have a custom, which is when a man makes, well, in their country, it's such a shithole. It's like $200, but in America, obviously, we've raised it to when a young Transylvanian makes $200 million, he gets a special treat from the sex worker, the first lady of sex work. So, we're trying to honor traditions because we're very traditional. And then afterwards, Roger Stone's wife comes in and takes care of the rest of the team.
What's the whole team? The whole rest of the Mavericks? That's impressive.
Except not John McCain, because we don't respect dead old Mavericks.
Well, I knew you were referring to the Dallas Mavericks, but his stats are very impressive. I think his stats for rebounding, assists, and points are equal to Oscar Robertson and LeBron James, which is good company to be a part of.
Well, not so good if you ask me, but I know what you mean.
Yes, very impressive. Now, Mr. President, I know you were invited to go to the Olympics. You didn't end up going to the Olympics, but the Olympics have ended. And I wanted to know if you spoke to Shinzo, because I'm curious about a few things about the Olympics. Like, I wonder how Shinzo felt that Chinese, besides the U.S., dominated in Japan. And I don't know, there's always there's got to be a Chinese-Japanese rivalry here in Asia.
That's very racist, by the way.
Okay. Did he say anything about how he felt about the Chinese taking so many medals and Japan really not doing that great?
Well, you know what I said to Shinzo, because we're friends, this are great people who listen to the podcast know this very well. I said to him, because we're such strong allies, our medals can also count as your medals for the purpose of defeating China. So when you add them up, we sort of destroyed China. And I said, Japan, you're our friend. Remember, what was your name? David Warwick? That's what friends are for.
Okay.
And I said to Shinzo, keep smiling, keep shining, knowing that, whatever the black lady said, that's what friends are for. And he said to me, he got a little emotional because he wanted to defeat China, but China is billion people with, no morals. They cheat, they steal. I respect them, of course, for that, but they not too honest. And Shinzo was very moved that I said that they could count the U.S. because we're friends. He said, no. And that's how he's getting, usually he's very, but when he's upset, it wavers a little bit. And he said, Trump, thank you for the generosity. And, I gave him a Zoom fist bump. And, he just said to me, thank you for your friendship. And I feel I am getting stronger. My health gets stronger just by talking to you. And I said, that's even better than Jesus. Jesus had to put his hands on people to heal the sick. I just do a Zoom call with my friend Shinzo, and he's already feeling better. So I told him he should be proud of the Olympics. I think it's not easy when everybody's lying about the China virus and everybody's scared because of Sleepy Joe, how he's handling it so poorly. Just to have great games was impressive, and I was impressed.
It was strange games. No crowds. I feel like the crowds really helps out with the Olympics. You see Simone Biles when she came back, she won a bronze. That's impressive, right?
Not really.
No, from coming back from mental health issues to going out of the Olympics, dropping out, and then coming back and still medaling. I think that's pretty impressive.
Well, that's because you're a tech stuff guy and you're easily impressed.
Okay. Right. What do you think about the women's U.S. soccer losing to Canada and getting a bronze medal?
I thought I didn't like the team to begin with. Okay, they're full of radical left feminists, and they're sort of a disgusting group. You know, but I mean, a couple of them are not bad looking, but most of them aren't even that attractive. And to lose to Canada, Canada almost wants to lose. They're so polite. Oh, hey, you get the goal, eh? And we lost to them. We lost to the team that would have, probably apologized when they won. That's how nice and stupid Canada is. But no, we deserve to lose. That's what you get when you have disrespectful radical left feminist players instead of real American athletes. Mike Pence, who I try not to talk to too much, but he was a big fan of Caleb Dressel, I think is his name. Did you see this guy?
That's the U.S. swimmer.
Yes, very, reminded me of me, sort of, like in terms of the physique. And Mike Pence, you should have seen, he wanted to undressel him, he said. And I thought that was inappropriate for a strong Christian. But no, we won again. And I think you ask me if I'm impressed with Alvin, Simon, Biles, and Theodore. And I say no, but what I am impressed with, and I'll even give her some of the credit, very little. We won the most medals, okay? Of anybody, most gold, most silver, most bronze. And we did it under an awful sleepy presidency, which is, we've never had a fake presidency before in our country. And we have one now. So that's extra pressure on our great patriotic athletes. So I respect that more than anything because we've never had a fake sleepy president until now. And for us to win, I think they deserve almost as much credit as me, to be honest.
Well, we did dominate, and U.S. men's basketball won gold. U.S. Women's basketball won gold. We even won some gold medals in events that we've never won gold in, like I think fencing and taekwondo, wrestling. Did you see that wrestling match where the guy won the gold medal with like 15 seconds left and got 3 points in 15 seconds? That was insane. Well,
somebody told me about it, and then I looked and saw what I saw was an African American beating up on some poor guy, and I said, "Nope, we're not watching Cops."
Okay. Did you happen to watch? Have these versus battles that they have, where it's one rapper goes against another, and they're friendly competition? It was the Locks versus Dipset. Did you happen to catch any of that?
We're actually suing Versus.
Why is that?
Because the great late Sir Jeff Epstein and I we started that. It was, like you said, it was a raper versus a raper, one-on-one. And we would see who could do the most raping in one night. And I had bars, as you know, strong bars, which is, it would cage the people in so they couldn't escape. And so we're suing because this was clearly our idea. And I think it's disgusting, to be honest, to take an idea from the great Sir Jeff Epstein, who can't defend himself anymore because he totally killed himself with no help from Bill Barr or security staff, and is now in heaven with the great Fred Trump looking down, watching African-American rappers steal his rape game.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that lawsuit in court for sure. A few other things, Mr. President. A lot of things on the menu for today. Your boy Rudy Giuliani.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. I think every Republican has turned their backs on him. He is in financial crisis. He is in um, different court cases being litigated against, and everyone just left him. No loyalty. Is there no loyalty in the Republican Party?
No, there's tremendous loyalty to me.
So it's if it was just you. Now, if someone becomes disloyal, will you still hold? Will you still think that um, the Republican Party is extremely loyal?
Excuse me. The Republican Party is the party of Trump. You should know this tech stuff.
Okay. Then I wanted to ask you about this. You know who Tim Scott is?
I have tremendous respect for Tim Scott. He's probably one of the greatest African American people we have. He worked on opportunity zones with me. He, he said America is not racist, and as a very black, milk dud looking African American, that's a very strong statement from him. And I have great respect. I think he has a powerful future in the party. And, it was a great pleasure working with him. He was really, I only, he was such a nice guy. I only crossed the street the first time I saw him coming down the street. And from then on, I realized who he was, and I never did it again. So it's the highest compliment a Trump can give an African American.
Not crossing the street when you see him. Now, do you know
In my
he's?
defense, I was walking with Ivanka at the time, so it wasn't just me I was protecting.
I understand. Now,
And it was cold outside, and the nipples were out. So, it was. I think it was. We call it good parenting.
yes, that is powerful, good parenting. Now, he's had a lot of backers donating to him. He's been fundraising like an animal. I think he's.
That's very racist, by the way.
No, meaning like,
You said I know racism, believe me, and you said he's fundraising like an animal.
meaning he's fundraising a lot of money. Millions and millions and millions of dollars have been coming in. And I don't think he can take a donation more than $5,000. So you're talking about many, many donors giving multiple
I still
times.
can't believe you called him an animal.
I didn't call him an animal.
Well, excuse me. You called him an animal, and the next time I deliver him a bunch of bananas for a snack, I'm going to tell him how racist you are. I will not allow tech stuff people to be radical left racists.
Okay. Well, there are rumors talking about that he's being backed by all these really rich people, some of the richest people in the world. And they're thinking that there's.
Well, that's good. I mean, he's a good senator. If he want, I'd love to have him in the Senate for many more terms.
They're talking about a possible run in 2024.
For the Senate?
No, for president. Tim Scott for president.
President of what?
The United States of America.
Which one?
Our America, the America on your hat. Make America great again. The America that you were president of, that America. There are rumors that people are backing him so much so to give him a chance to run in 2024. What do you think about that?
Well, I think you probably have your facts very wrong, because Tim Scott would never betray his president like that. He's not that type of African American.
Not even for the opportunity to have the most powerful position in the world.
Now you're telling he's fundraising, you said.
Yes, fundraising a lot of money.
Okay. So what you're telling me is he's pretty much a fundraiser with a hard R.
If you want it to be a hard R, I guess. I mean, well, fundraiser does end with an R.
If the tech stuff guy could be like a broken clock, right 4 times a day. But if you are telling the truth, then that fundraiser with a hard R is going to be in for a world of hurt. Okay. First of all, I just canceled his banana delivery for tomorrow. So, we're not on friendly terms anymore.
Nothing
And
has.
he better believe that that there will be no more deliveries of Popeye's chicken sandwiches to the Senate. That I can tell you.
Well, it's just a rumor. It's just a rumor.
With a
People are
hard R, though. It's a rumor with two hard R's, by the
too,
way. A
too,
rumor, that's how you know rumors are terrible. They have multiple hard R's.
but they were saying that he would not have a chance versus DeSantis or you. That's what people are saying. But they said they said they don't think he has a chance versus you guys, but who knows if he has more people backing him. You never know, because like we just said, not everyone is very loyal.
Tim Scott, I've often said I don't trust people with two first names because they are often the people who go do voter fraud. You know this. They show up in the morning, they go, "Hello, I'm Tim Scott." And they go, "Right this way, you African American son of a bitch." And then he votes for Sleepy Joe. And then he comes back in the afternoon and he does the whole phone book thing. And he goes, "Hello, I'm Scott Tim." And they go, "Never met you before. You all look alike. Go in there and vote for Sleepy Joe, you son of a bitch." So I think, my rule of not trusting people with two first names, I think has proven me correct again.
You might be right, Mr. President.
Well, you should probably take out that might.
You are probably most likely 100% right. Definitely.
Thank you.
Raycon earbuds. Let me just tell you, when the pandemic hit, I started jogging and I was like, I need earbuds that are going to last long, sound great, fit in my ear properly. And I bought a pair of Raycons. Honestly, I would say that's the only pair of earbuds you should have and own for your commute, for exercise, for hanging out, going to the beach. I'm telling you, Raycons are the best, okay? No matter how you're feeling about getting back out there, there's no denying it's an adjustment. When the world gets too loud, something I love to do is create my own soundtrack by popping in my Raycon wireless earbuds. They are the best. Sometimes you need some upbeat music. Sometimes you need to listen to a podcast. Sometimes you have some meditation, whatever it is. Like I said, when I run and work out, I use my Raycon earbuds. When I'm on a commute, I use my Raycon earbuds. They have the longest battery life. We're talking 32 hours. I don't know any other earbuds that have 32-hour battery life. Okay. They're the best way to listen to music, podcasts, meditation, an audiobook, whatever you're listening to, you must listen to them on Raycons. Okay. And they come with these gel tips where usually they're really uncomfortable in your ear, these earbuds, but these are perfect gel tips that fit for comfort and they don't stick out of your ears like other earbuds. They stay right in your ears.
I hate
snug.
that. I hate the stick out.
Yeah, the stick out is really annoying. Okay. And also, what's best is they start at half the price of other premium audio brands, but they sound just as good, even better. Okay. And Raycons come with
That's called a deal. And I wrote the art of the deal. So when I hear a strong deal, I have to say that's a strong deal.
And Raycons come with a 45-day happiness guarantee. It's not a money back guarantee. It's a happiness because they know how happy you are going to be when you listen to whatever you want to listen to with your Raycons. So you really can't lose. Give them a try and you will see what I mean. Create your soundtrack with Raycon right now. Making podcasts great again, listeners. We have a special deal for you. You can get 15% off your Raycon order at buyraycon.com/MPGA. Okay, that's buyraycon. That's BUI. buyraycon.com/MPGA to save 15% on Raycons. buyraycon.com/MPGA. You will thank me.
Well, you also better thank me, not just the tech stuff guy. And use the code because then they'll know that our listeners are showing strong and powerful support for a great product.
So that's buyraycon.com/MPGA. Now, Mr. President, I want to know if you remember this at an Iowa Trump rally. There was a man who shot into a car full of female black teenagers. Do you remember this?
I can tell you, I wish I remembered it. Sounds fun.
Well, that's not
But
fun at all.
right now I don't have a strong memory of that. So I must have not been there.
Well, the man who did that was finally sentenced and justice has been served. So I wanted to let you know that
What was he sentenced to?
I think it was 10 years, I think.
Well, that's good. So in 2024, I can pardon him.
You're going to pardon Michael McKinney, who shot into a car full of black teen girls. He just opened fire. That's disgusting.
It's called Second Amendment.
To shoot innocent people.
I don't know that they were innocent. He probably feared for his life.
I don't think he feared for his life. I think he was just doing an act of hate.
And I say, if you love your Second Amendment enough, it's an act of love.
I don't agree with you, Mr. President.
Well, this is your last show as Tech Stuff Guy anyway, so you can go disagree with on Tim Scott's podcast.
Okay. There's another, I'm just reading the rumor mill. Alan Weisselberg, your former attorney, your right-hand man. There are rumors that he possibly could be flipping on you. He might have the upper hand on you. Maybe they're making him a deal. Do you think he would take this deal to flip on you?
I actually don't know who that is.
He was like your best friend. You don't know who Alan Weisselberg is?
No, I had a financial sort of like a CFO, chief financial officer.
Yes, not lawyer. My apologies. Yes.
He was named Alan Weisselberg, which is a little different than what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And according to my diary, he was supposed to have died 3 days ago. So we miss him, and rest in power, Alan. But this person you're talking about, I don't know.
So you know the Alan Weisselberg who is deceased in your diary, not the one who is living right now, who possibly could be making a deal.
Right. No, there's did you ever see Heat?
Yes, a long time ago. I haven't seen it in a while.
Okay, well, our tech stuff guys are always very strong with pop culture. And Robert De Niro, who's, at the time was not a radical left failed actor, he said into the phone, "I'm talking into an empty phone." And the person said, "What?" And he said, "Because there's a dead man on the other end of this line." And that's how I sort of feel about Alan Weisselberg.
Okay. So his time is coming. Is that what you're telling us?
I have just heard, I have strong doctors who, know lots of things. And I think his health, they said he might be coming down with a strong case of Second Amendment.
Okay. I wanted to ask you about your boy Cuomo. Your boy Cuomo's in trouble a little bit, being a little handsy. You have had this experience with the allegations. Do you feel for him? Do you want to give him some advice, or are you going to gloat for his misery?
Well, we've actually been talking. Andrew is actually here with me.
I did not know that you guys were close.
We have decided, maybe, Andrew, you want to say something? Yes, hello, tech stuff, if that is what they call you.
Hello, Governor Cuomo. How are you?
I'm doing well. All these false allegations. And I thought to myself, there are only a few people who can relate to what I'm going through. So I placed a call. Obviously, I had President Trump's phone number from our time dealing with COVID, which I did very well. And you can read about it in my book on leadership. And I called him up and I said, I think we need to talk again because the fake news is coming for me. And, that's true. I said that to him. And when he told me the fake news, I said, "Andrew, you finally see the world the way I do. Powerful, great men, me a little greater than you, being treated so unfairly and all these lies about women. It's called charisma, right, Andrew? I would say that, Italians are very well known for our charisma. So I have been talking to Donald Trump and I said, if New York is stupid enough to impeach me, what I will do is I will run as Donald Trump's VP. We will form a bipartisan, misogynistic unity ticket. And tell me, do you think there's no way we lose? Because I'll get all the Trump support, and then all the Democrats who aren't radical left will want to support Cuomo. And I think at that point we can't lose.
I wanted to ask Governor Cuomo, there have been many pictures that surface when your shirts are tight. There's something on your nipples. Can you clarify what is on your nipples in these pictures?
Well, as you know from the pictures of Donald Trump's beautiful daughter, Ivanka, sometimes temperatures can get a little low and the nipples can poke out a little bit. I simply have, it's a combination because as an Italian, I'm very virile and strong and also have a lot of testosterone, which of course, some of the women who worked for me perceived as machismo or harassment or handsiness, but it's actually called testosterone.
Okay.
Blame God and science for it, not me. So what I would say is that I have nipples with hair, and also I have a piercing through one of my nipples that says, fuck your governor. Sort of like a courtesy invitation. Because to be honest, if you've already gotten that far and you're seeing, my bare chest, it's more of like a, let's take this to the next level. It's not like I walk out with that, for press conferences showing.
Well, people have seen them in press conferences.
No, but they haven't seen the nipple piercing, what it says.
Right. No one has seen it. Why don't you? People have wondered about it. There are pictures about it. Why don't you just come out and just show it to people?
Because as a governor, it's a position of dignity and respect, and it would be inappropriate to do that.
But people know already.
Well, they know now. I've just announced it on your podcast.
They know you had a.
Excuse me, it's my podcast, Andrew, not tech stuff. Soon to be fired, tech stuff.
But Governor Cuomo, people have seen the pictures. They know you have. They don't know what it says, but they know you have something that is attached to your nipples.
And your point is?
Why don't you just come out and just tell everyone?
Do you really think that the appropriate time for me to announce what my nipple piercing says is while I am being attacked by scurrilous allegations of misconduct?
There's a lot of allegations. Even groping a police officer, I think, is one of them.
I just believe that we have to support the breasts of our law enforcement, and sometimes bras don't do enough job supporting our great law enforcement breasts.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time, Governor Cuomo, for joining us. What a surprise! I did not know that you and the president hang out. And
we're trying to do. Remember when Snoop and Tupac got together in the '90s? They did two of America's Most Wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's gonna be our theme song for our campaign in 2024.
Well, I didn't. So you're telling us that there's a possibility that Governor Cuomo wasn't lying and that he would be your vice president?
Yes, he would be replacing Mike Pence, who can go back to looking at pictures of Chris Cuomo.
Okay. Now, Mr. President, I know you're a busy man. We have a few more pieces of news, but I have exciting.
Let's make it quick because McDonald's is on its way.
I know. I wanted to tell our listeners that, just remind them, on August 19th, we are changing the Perfect 10 QAnon for the Patreon Patriots to 9 p.m. Eastern time. We are doing the live QAnon at 9 p.m. Eastern for the first time. And you can sign up on patreon.com/MPGA. That's August 19th. That's Thursday night, 9 p.m., 6 p.m. for the West Coast. So hopefully this accommodates more people, and everyone is
by the
happy
way,
with the new time.
the perfect 10 people who are very nice. They didn't complain at all in July. They will be getting 2 videos this month, and they already got the first one, which was a Q&A in Boston that I did with Governor Cuomo and Big Gay Mike Pence for many strong comedy fans in Boston. So that exclusive video is up on the Patreon. And at the end of the month, during this month, there's going to be sizzling noises in the background. Apparently, I'm in a Benihana, but they will. Shinzo would be proud, but they will be movie reviews, a bonus episode, the live episode which you just talked about, and another video. So this is really the time to join and support your president with the Patreon. And when are we getting them the details about Idaho Militia Christian?
I sent an email this past week and waiting to hear back.
You hear that, folks? This fall, you'll be walking out in style in Idaho Militia Christian t-shirts.
That's right.
And if you text stuff, you're not allowed to call it IMC. You have to say the full name: Idaho Militia Christian Bible Tech State College.
Okay, if I can remember, I will do my best.
Well, that's one of the admissions tests. Is if you get the name wrong, you can't go to Idaho Militia Christian Bible Tech State College. The AR-40 potato trumps. AR-15. Excuse me to our gun lovers. Excuse me. I didn't misspeak. I was just envisioning an even more powerful gun.
Now, Mr. President, the NFL season, the Hall of Fame game happened this past week, and that is a preseason game, and that's when they induct ex-NFL players into the Hall of Fame. And I wanted to ask you about 2 people who were inducted this past week and what you think about them. The first person is Peyton Manning, one of the greatest quarterbacks to play the game. How do you feel about Peyton Manning? He's very charismatic. He's always on TV and commercials. What do you think of him? Southern boy.
I think he's a fucking geek.
Why is that?
He's got that big, goofy, long neck. And that voice that's kind of like this. Hi, her. And he won the same amount of Super Bowls as his even goofier, sleepy. I call him Sleepy Eli. He won the same number of Super Bowls as Sleepy Eli. How pathetic is that?
I think Eli's stranger looking than Peyton for sure.
But Peyton has that he looks like a Pixar character, just a long neck with a long face and a long nose. He's just a weird, strange guy.
He's a strange guy. The next person I wanted to ask you about, and I wanted to tell you something that he said. I want to hear your opinion on this. Bad business move he made. Jimmy Johnson. And he was the coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I think he won 3 Super Bowls with them. And how about them Cowboys? And he started that saying. And now that is a saying that is said by people in the draft. People said all over the country, radio stations, TV stations. And he had one regret in his interview. And what do you think his regret was?
Well, you know me, as somebody who's a very powerful brander, he should have trademarked "How about them Cowboys?"
That's right. He didn't.
He was too busy getting dick enlargement pills.
Now, he's very upset. He probably would have made millions and millions and millions of dollars off "How about them Cowboys?" What advice do you have for him going forward in the future? Or do you want to just say something about his being not very business savvy? I mean, I think that's a poor move right there. And you have reps and management. When you say, "How about them Cowboys?" and everyone starts repeating that, your rep should say, "Hey, let's trademark that phrase," right?
If my rep allowed that to happen, I would rape my rep.
That's how angry you would be.
Yes, very angry, very Genghis Khan levels of anger.
That's a real power move right there.
You
Go
won't
into
forget
your
you won't
agent's
forget
office.
you won't forget your trademark anymore. Your new trademark is going to be a sore asshole. Trademark that.
Uh, no, I know we talk about this to death on here, but death is an important thing when it comes to COVID and this new Delta variant, and getting many people worried where vaccinated people are still getting this strain of COVID. And also now people at outdoor music festivals, there are COVID outbreaks, and people were saying that you can't get it outdoors. Now, are you more willing to do the PSA for the White House now that this variant is becoming more dangerous, where people are actually getting this outdoors now?
I will do a PSA in exchange. Very simple deal.
Okay.
If Sleepy Joe resigns from office, as well as Kokomo Harris, and they allow me to take over the presidency, I will do 3 PSAs. That's a good deal. That's a 3 for 2.
So, in order for you to do a PSA for getting the vaccine, you have to be the president in the White House.
Bingo.
I don't know if Sleepy Joe or Kokomo are going to go for that, to be honest with you. But at least there's a deal on the table. So they know they would get a PSA out of you. They just have to give up everything.
If they care about Americans, they will make the ultimate sacrifice. And if they don't, they won't.
Now, our last piece of news I wanted to go over is a TV show that I know you are very fond of. We spoke about it about a year and a half ago when it was on TV, and that is the HBO hit show Euphoria. Season 2 is coming out. Rumors as early, they don't have a set date, but they were going to announce it soon. It could be the end of this month. It could be in October, they were saying, or they did say the spring of 2022. So they gave 3 very different dates. Are you excited for this? They said it's going to be darker than the first season.
Well, I hope that doesn't mean more African Americans on the cast.
I think they mean was storyline. I think that's what they're referring to.
Oh, darker. So, okay. So this is what's wrong with the radical left entertainment. So it's going to be darker than a bunch of teenagers doing drugs and molesting each other. That's great. Even darker. Okay, great. One transgender person gets, we've said the word many times this episode, gets raped by a grown man, and they're going to go darker.
That's what they said.
Okay. Well, very scared. I just, like I said, as I said before, the thing that makes me saddest about this show and about so many things is that Sir Jeff Epstein envisioned a world, one might even call it euphoria, of joy and euphoria and togetherness and sharing. And he passed away by his own hand, not because Bill Barr ordered an execution in a prison. And at least he's looking down from heaven to see a show about high school teenagers having sex, getting accosted in hotels by men in their 50s, and beautiful things like that he fought so hard for during his life. It's just a little tragic that he couldn't be here to see it in person, but I know he's looking down very proudly. The same way I look at the screen when that blonde is on screen, and I say, I sometimes think to myself, I'm like, she could almost play Ivanka in a movie. She might even be more naturally stacked than Ivanka. Basically what I'd like to see is the two of them together in my presence, and sort of have like a Ivanka contest. Who can be more
an Ivanka off?
Right. I will try to Ivanka off and judge very strongly.
I'm hoping for your sake it comes out at the end of this month because you seem very excited for it. Mr. President, I do thank you once again for joining us every single week, including these bonus episodes. All listeners really appreciate it. And pick up a pair of Raycons. Again, it's raycon.com/MPGA for 50% off your Raycon order.
If
You
you
must
need
get
headphones, if you need headphones,
earbuds. You need earbuds.
right. Well, they're earbuds. You were calling them headphones before. I'll say earbuds,
Yeah.
best buds. And if you need earbuds and you want to support this show, that is the ultimate opportunity.
And also to our Patreon people, especially Perfect 10, August 19th, 9 p.m. Eastern is the live QAnon. If you'd like to join, we had some new Perfect 10s come on this past week. Patreon.com/MPGA. Mr. President, thank you so much. You have any parting words for everyone, or anyone?
Everybody, hey everybody, it's JL. How are you? The usual. Check out my. I don't think a lot of you make it this far, but if you did, check out Righteous PK podcast for a little change of pace. And I'm in Philadelphia, September 26th, Raleigh, North Carolina, October 6th, and no time like the present to buy tickets to my special recording, October 23rd in New York City. So go to jlcomedy.com for all the links for everything I just mentioned and more. And yeah, thanks for another week, and God help us all.